quick. All right, welcome Hey, there she is. I haven't seen that face in a long time.
I know, it's chubby now.
Oh, please, girl, please. We're working on it. We're always working.
I posted my pictures for you to see.
Yes.
They're horrible.
Well,
I want to cry.
They're only for comparison for your day one to your next.
I know.
That's it.
I know. We're our biggest critics. I'm the hardest on myself.
I know. Right. I know it. Trust me, I know. Those pictures, I don't care. They're never fun. They're always like, all right. And I always know I have to do it because I'm telling everyone else they have to do it.
I know. I'm doing mine after we get done. So.
Yes, I know. I'm doing mine in the morning. I was like, And
I can't find my measuring tape. I got to go buy a new one. So I'm going to go do that tomorrow and do the measurements.
Good. Yes. You won't regret it. It'll be good because you'll make progress and you'll be like, I'm glad I can see not just.
I know.
So, you know.
I know.
All right. So let me start. Welcome to our Q and A. This is going to be quick. This is really just so that everybody's clear about what to do, if there's modifications that you need to be making, or if there's just certain things you don't want to eat or can't eat, all of those little things. And then if you have questions about any tips or tricks or hacks or anything like that. So I want to refer to something that I posted so that I can stay on track. Number one, I want to just go through a couple things. Make sure if you're just jumping into the prep week, we're on the last day of prep week today and we officially start tomorrow. So make sure you scroll through the feed and just look at all the posts. The second thing is, if you're like, I don't know which videos I missed, I created a YouTube playlist. So I will share that link and that way you don't have to be looking all over the place. Everything will be right in a row and you can just go through. Last year, I did this group in October, pretty much the same time in October, and I had everyone download a free trial, 14-day trial for the access to the meal plan. I did not do that this year. I wanted to really make it simple, more simple. And so you should already have the meal plan in the files section of the group. I'm going to screen share just so we have it on this call, how to do that in case you guys don't see it. My view is a little bit different than yours because I'm on the computer, and coaches are the only ones that can access through the computer, but you'll still see the same thing. And then there's a little bit of a change as well in terms of that 14-day trial. You obviously can do that trial if you want to have access to the workouts, if you don't already have a Beachbody On Demand account. And you can try those workouts for free. If you're like, I don't know, I don't want to do that because I don't want to download it and then I forget to cancel it and all that stuff, because I'm like that. I have to set 45 alarms. I'm like, cancel the free trial before you get charged. If you do it and you want to see like all the cool new stuff Beachbody has, I really encourage you to do it because we have new live workouts. So they're not just recorded workouts. You can work out live with the trainers, just like you would on a Peloton bike. It's really, really cool. And they give you like the time slots. And there's a bunch of new stuff that's going on. But I'm also going to upload a little list of free workouts through Beachbody On Demand that you can do without a BOD membership. So they now do these like, every time they launch a program, they do like a trial. And so they've got, by this point, we have at least 10 or so of those trial workouts that you can access without having to create an account and do a trial and all that stuff. So I'll do that too, just so people have workouts if you choose to work out. But workouts are optional for this group. So if you're already working out, definitely keep going with it. But this is really meant more to focus on your nutrition. And then you'll notice on the meal plan, on the side of the meal plan, this comes from one of our Beachbody programs called the 10-Minute Trainer. And he gives you daily workouts to do. There's 3 of them each day and they're 10 minutes. So it essentially is a 30-minute workout, right. But you could grab 10 minutes and just do one if you wanted to really get some extra activity, which of course is encouraged. And then the last thing that's a little bit different than last year, I do points for prizes. I like to give away a prize to the person who invited the most people and a prize to the person who's the most active. And the way I keep track of that, I posted all that in the group tonight. So whenever you can, go through that. But the difference this year is that, you know, it's not really different. You can get points for activity, but again, the workouts are optional. So I just want that to be pointed out. You don't have to have a trial. You don't have to have Beachbody On Demand workouts. You can do a 10-minute walk and that counts for your activity for the day. It doesn't have to be a Beachbody workout. So I just want to make all that clear. Okay, so make sure you go through the videos, scroll through, and again, I'll post that playlist. Weight and measurements, we were talking about that at the beginning of the call. It's everyone's worst nightmare, but you'll be so thankful that you have it because you'll have a point A and a point Z, and then you'll be able to build off of what you've done for these 10 days, which you'll be surprised how well you do if you stick with it, which I know you will. So it's important to remember this is all about improvement, not judgment. This is a big thing. If you've ever done any of my groups, this is really big for me. I've been a recovering perfectionist for a really long time, and recovery is still ongoing. I have the lust for perfectionism, I call it, because it's like this dangling carrot that you'll never actually access. You want this like perfect way, and I did it start to finish, and I did it perfectly, and it's just not something. If you're able to do that and pull it off, it's the exception, not the rule. The rule really is that we're human, that life's going to get in the way, but that you have to determine why you're doing this and really dig deep so that you can focus on what is it that's important to you. It's not about getting points for prizes. It's not about competing with somebody else in the group. It's not about keeping up with anybody else. It's really about whatever enticed you to begin with. And that thing has to keep you going throughout the group. I can only inspire or hope to inspire you. The people in the group can only hope to encourage you, but the motivation is an inside job, and everybody's motivated by different things. I'm motivated from one thing, you're motivated from another. So make sure you really are clear with yourself. Why is this group even something I want to spend my time on? And when you get to that, you know, one little exercise I always like to do is to ask myself, once I get that answer, then to dig deeper and say, okay, you want to lose 10 pounds? Why? Well, I want to feel better in my skin. Okay, why? And just keep digging until you can get to the real root of what it is that's important to you. Because looking cute in your jeans is not going to get you up out of bed every day. It might a couple days, but other days you're like, you know what? I feel cute enough. I'm good.
It's so true.
It is. It's like, it's gotta be that thing that makes you emotional. It has to be that thing that kind of feels like if I don't have that at some point, it brings you to tears. And it is that dramatic because the surfacey things are not going to carry you through. There's a reason why you want to improve. And it's usually deeper than how you look and what size jeans you wear. So all that to be said, make sure you do your measurements and your stats. In the videos, I demoed how to use the app because not everyone's familiar with that. So if you didn't get a chance or you saw it and still have questions, definitely you can text me, you can message me, or you can post in the group and tag me. Let's see. I think that was it. The meal planning. So this is really important. You want to meal plan as much as possible, but you don't want to get yourself overwhelmed. My rule of thumb is to do about 3 days at a time. I don't normally do more than that unless I know for some reason I really have to. When I first started meal prepping, I used to do like 7 days, and then the food would go bad because I'd be like, I don't want to eat that. And then it's like you're spending hours in the kitchen, and most of us don't have that time. So I think rule of thumb, Teresa and I were talking about before we hit record, keeping it simple. Just macronutrients, you know, proteins, fats, veggies, just as they, you know, our plan is written out. So it's really nice because you don't have to think as much, because you can kind of just get it and prep it. But at the same time, even with that, they're giving you some variety so that you're not bored, but you don't have to make all that different food. You can repeat your food. You can make a bulk of food and so that you can have leftovers. As long as you'll eat it and as long as you'll stick with it, then do whatever is going to you can stay consistent with. So for example, you know, the first meal is this poached egg and
I don't know how to poach an egg.
okay, so I'm going to talk about that too, because I don't either. Yeah. So I posted a video about poaching the egg, by the way, and you can do it in the microwave. I did that last time I did this and it really works, but you don't have to poach the egg. They really just do this for your taste buds. They want to make it as lovely and interesting as possible for you, but however you like eggs, that's how you eat the egg.
Okay.
The other thing is that, you know, for that one, you know, I bought the asparagus and I'm like, well, I have leftover asparagus. I don't want it to go bad and it's not cheap. So I just ate it again. You can eat the meals again. The one thing I would say about that is in the second week, the carbohydrates do tend to dwindle. So just be mindful of that when you're making leftovers, not to choose a meal from week 1 or day 1 that might not exactly match up to what's in that second week.
Okay.
Grocery shopping, again, use what you have in your house before you start going off that list. I went through and listed out every single thing that they suggested, so that there are going to be those people that want to do it that way. And I wanted them to be able to have that. You don't need to buy everything on that list. I had frozen cod in my freezer from Costco, and I was hoping that it was still okay. And I was like, I'm not buying halibut. I'm not doing that. I have white fish. That's what I'm eating. That's it. So don't sweat all the different ingredients. If you don't have it or you don't like it or you don't want to have it, you don't have to. Okay. The biggest thing is really about sticking with the portion size, and the macronutrients. That's really what it is. So it's basically pairing you up with veggies and protein and a carb in the morning. You want to stick with that. Carbohydrates, I will say this, if you're looking at it and you're going, well, what else can I have? If you're going to get something like a wrap or a piece of toast, make sure that you look at the nutrition label. If you want to get something that's whole grain, whole wheat, along those lines, but the way you want to gauge it, because sometimes they say whole wheat and it's really just bread that's dyed with caramel. So you want to look at the fiber content and make sure that for every 10 carbohydrates, you have 1 gram of fiber. So if it says, okay, it's 25 grams of carbohydrates, you want to have at least 2, but preferably 3 grams of fiber. That way you have it's a hearty, complex carb, not just simple carbs.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Grocery shopping, stats, went through that. I think that's really it. I just want to make sure everybody kind of understands start day is tomorrow, which means that we're all going to be eating kind of the same meals and talking about it, seeing how we like it, all that stuff, and posting in the group. There is one post that I posted kind of late tonight. I just posted it before we started about BSLSDW. If you're not familiar with that, it literally just stands for breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. And that's kind of how this meal plan is set up. So I gave a demo of how you can upload, if you're going to compete for the prizes, how you can upload your meal plan, but you don't have to do it the way I said. Really what I want is for you to use the tracking button, because it makes it easier for me to go through and see that you have done these certain activities. So when you get a chance, watch that video. And if you have questions, let me know. But if you take a screenshot and you just wrote it on a piece of paper and snap it and put it in the group, that's fine with me too. I just gave a way that you can do it. You can do it however you want. Whatever makes it simple for you. I'm all about simple. Just as much as we can not overcomplicate, let's do that. let's see. I think that's all I have. I think that was it. I know that you had mentioned to me about just certain ingredients wanting to wait to go shopping in using the food that you have. That's perfectly fine. Like go through your pantry, and if you have eggs and tuna and those things, just use what you have. And then when you're ready to go get more ingredients, then
Like I have a lot of kind of like the stuff like you said, like the romaine lettuce, the spinach. I got the almonds. I didn't get the fiber cereal.
Yeah.
I got like the unsweet almond milk.
Okay.
I got the. My question was, can we use like a protein shake? I don't have any Shakeology on hand, but like a protein shake as a meal supplement, or what do you think about those?
I'm glad you brought that up. I meant to talk about that. Thank you. Yes. So what I personally did, because I do drink Shakeology, is I swapped out one of my snacks for my shake. So instead of having I usually did it for the nuts. You'll see like a couple of times that there's nuts as the snack. I did a scoop of Shakeology with ice and water. I didn't put all my extra yummies in it just because of the calorie content, but so I made it more of a snack than a meal. But yes, if you have a protein shake and you want that as your snack instead, yes, I would just say don't make it with more than the unsweetened almond milk or something like that. Just keep the calories low. You don't want all that extra calories. But yeah, anything that's going to make it simple. And like one of the meals was like a cheese stick and like grapefruit or something like that. And I was like, I'm good. So I had my shake instead.
Like my biggest thing is I'm not a breakfast person. Like I rather have like my shake for breakfast.
Yep. That's fine. You can do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Yep. Okay. Yep. If it's convenient, or if it's just because you're not quite ready to eat and process food yet, do what's going to work for you. My biggest thing is the consistency is what gives you the results. So if that's going to keep you consistent with the meal plan, do it, rearrange, do what you need to do. Yep. And go ahead, Teresa.
Well, I just wanted to say, I'm going to be doing some things a little more different because my doctor wants me to cut down the inflammation in my life.
Okay.
So he's got me on, or she's got me on a little bit of a anti-inflammation diet. So I'm not using eggs or dairy at this point. So that's why I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. I have to start this for them.
Yep.
For her. And then it's 10 days. So I thought I need the accountability. So
yes. Yeah. That's perfect.
So when people look at mine, it's just going to look a little more restrictive.
No problem.
I'm going to pull out and then bring in.
Yep.
So I just wanted to let everybody know.
That's perfect. And really this is for accountability, because you can look at the meal plan, read through it. We're all adults. We know how to plan a meal and go grocery shopping, but this really is about the accountability. Like Teresa said, I mean, for me, honestly, if I wasn't a coach, there's so many days I wouldn't work out. There's so many times I wouldn't stick with my meals. I mean, coaching for me, more than running a business and all that stuff, is the accountability. It's like, I got to do this. I got to do this. And it keeps me coming back. And then you create that consistency habit. So, yeah, so that's awesome, Teresa. This hopefully will help you stick with what she wants you to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be good. Everybody needs less inflammation.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. I know there was something else. I talked about the membership optional. I talked about the playlist. I'll post that. The free workouts, I'll post that. So because I run multiple groups, some of you already know this, but sometimes I forget to unclick the button. So you might see one of my workout posts from my other group. I don't mean to post that in here, but sometimes it just happens, and there's so much going on. I'm going to leave it. So just, if you see it and it's like, Demetria posted it, but you'll be using those buttons anyway. So you'll get used to what that looks like anyway. But if you've already seen those, it was by accident, and that's what that was. I just wanted to clear that up. And then someone had asked, is there any other way to access the group other than through the app? There is not. You can only access this group through your phone. Make sure you watch How to Earn the Points video. There may be a couple things that don't apply this year, but for the most part, it's workouts are optional, but you can earn points for it. I give the most points for the hardest activity, which is to log your stats, because everyone hates doing it, but it's the thing that keeps you the most accountable.
Yeah.
So trust me, I hate it. But my son came down with me the last time. He's like, "Mommy, why are you naked again?" Not naked. I just have to see what's going on back there. So, yeah, Gabriel is a trip. I'm telling you, he's a trip.
I have one of those. Mine's 6 years old too.
I know. We had them at the same time. I remember.
They're fun, right?
Oh yeah, you can't get away with anything around
Well,
them.
you know, since I've had my son, I moved to do 2 different states. I'm in North Carolina now.
I saw that you were in North Carolina. I was like, wait, when did that happen?
I was in California and then I moved to Texas and now I'm in North Carolina.
Wow.
Yeah. Because when we first met, I was in California, right?
Yes, you were in California.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
6 years. Crazy, right?
And North Carolina is nice.
It's pretty. My husband's from here, so it's nice.
You have family there?
Yeah. Well, they're about an hour and 45 minutes away.
Oh, that's nice. Well, that's not the same as a 5-hour plane ride.
There's mine.
Hi, look at your long hair.
Say hi, JJ. My little Indian boy.
I know. All right. So I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but I just wanted to leave a couple of minutes in case you have any other questions, suggestions, concerns, anything along those lines. And up until day one, last time I did this group, if you have someone that's like, oh, I wish I knew, they can come into the group. I don't really like anyone to come past day one because it's a lot to catch up on to feel like you're prepared and ready. But if you have anybody who's like, I really want to do it and it's still day one, that's okay with me. But past that point, I would say they'll have to wait until I run it again. Let's see. Shakeology we talked about. I think that's it. I think everything's covered. I just want to make sure everyone knows what to do tomorrow. So tomorrow you'll come into the group. If you've never done my groups before, you'll see a post from me every morning, and just something to focus on. Oh, I knew I was forgetting something. One of the things I give you points for is mindset activities. So you'll see a post from me with some starter ideas, just things that I like to use, some YouTube clips and stuff. But anything that you want to focus on is like meditation, or if you are reading a book, or if you do devotional, if you read your Bible, anything that you know is feeding your mind in a good way.
So like journaling. Can we do journaling?
Journaling. Yep. All of those activities are, and this is one reason why I encourage you to, if you don't have Beachbody On Demand, to get it. There is a whole series of meditation and yoga. There's like a whole studio they have now that you can, there's like 4-minute meditations, there's 10-minute ones, there's different things there, but there's tons of stuff out there. YouTube has access to you have access to everything on YouTube as well. But I give points for that because we all know the mind is strong, the body becomes strong. And when the mind is struggling, it makes everything else go with it. So one thing I've learned over these almost 8 years is that when I'm feeling good, when I'm feeling confident, that's actually the best time to keep feeding my mind. Because sometimes you get like that and you think, oh yeah, no, I'm good. I know I'm like that. I'm like, all right, I don't feel down. I don't feel, and then life happens as it always will. And then you don't have that, you haven't built that margin. You haven't built that constant flow of, good, positive thinking. And you need to be able to draw off of that. And I've made that mistake big time where I only, all of a sudden I'm in my Bible every day because I'm going through some drama or, whatever. And then all of a sudden everything's better for the time being. And then I forgot, I read 2 seconds of my devotional and then I'm done. And it's like, it's something I'm learning. I'm not saying I've gotten that great at it, but I'm definitely better at it because I'm like, okay, I feel good. Now's the time when I could really fall hard.
Right.
So That's
Being
one
mindful.
thing, yeah, to be mindful of. So, but I think that's it. So I'll be posting, you'll see a lot of posts the first couple of days, but just take your time. You can always reach out to me. Don't get overwhelmed. This is for you. Me and Teresa talked about this before. I put a lot of things in there because there's different people at different stages and I want to make sure I'm serving everybody, but you do what you can do. Don't feel like I'm behind. You're not behind. This is just you focusing on creating better nutrition for yourself so you can start to feel good, start your consistency habit and build off of that. So
Yes.
that's what this is for. And it's awesome. I actually did it this time. I was down. When I got to 6 pounds down, I was like, wait, what? Because I just have this limiting thing in my mind that like, my body doesn't like to lose weight.
Yeah.
And then I was like, nope, I'm going to keep going. And I lost 9 pounds. And this morning I'm like I was like really 4 ounces. I'm 4 ounces away from losing 10 pounds. I'm like, I could have like jumped on the treadmill and made it happen. But I was like, no, it's my rest day. I'm good. So, but yeah, it works. It works if you just go through it and stay consistent. And
well, my husband's gone for the next 2 weeks. So I'm
perfect.
Yes.
I know it's easier when they're not home because then you're not like, what are you eating? I want to eat that.
Exactly.
And Teresa works with my husband, so she knows. I'm just like he can just eat stuff. He bugs. I'm like, you just eat stuff and then you walk around looking like that.
Right.
I'm done. I've been mad at him my whole life.
We're going to Las Vegas for our anniversary at the beginning of November. 14 years.
Fun.
Oh, congratulations.
I'm like, okay, I gotta lose a few pounds before we get to Vegas because I know he's gonna want to eat and do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, and you want to feel good and you want to not be thinking about, oh, I shouldn't be eating this. You want to enjoy your time.
Yeah.
When is your anniversary?
November 3rd.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 13th. I was going to say that's my anniversary.
Oh, November 3rd.
Wow.
How fun. What year is this for you guys?
14.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations. That's going to be fun.
Thank you. What year is it for you?
We're 13.
You're 13. Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
I know.
We're just back to back.
I know it. Something happened in November.
Right?
Well, I'm really glad you were able to jump on. I don't think I have anything else to cover, but you know all the ways to contact me. So if you have more questions you forgot, message thread, text, or the group, wherever you want to post is just, if you post questions in the group, just make sure you tag me because I get a lot of notifications. So, all right.
Thank you guys. Thank you, ladies.
Yes. So good to see you. We'll see you in the morning in the group.
Yay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.